Hey John, I hope you had a good weekend. I reviewed your assessment for our discussion board this week on senior career readiness, and I think that that is a great area to focus on, especially with high school seniors, because they're and like there are some kids that have just kind of gone with the flow, have done what they're told, not really made any decisions for themselves. And there's also some kids that don't get support at home. Like there's just a wide range of students with diverse and unique needs that I think that but they're all gonna, well, hopefully they're all gonna end up graduating, and they need to have a plan for when they are not going to high school Monday through Friday every day, and going into the real world. So I think that this is a great area to target. Um, so I looked over your questions and I thought that they were all great. I like that you had two different types of questions, like the free response, just to kind of get a better, gain a better knowledge of where kids are at. And then I also like the questions on the bottom where you gave them a scale of, not so much to somewhat to a little bit, and then all the way up to absolutely 100%. Just because I think sometimes kids think about things, and I think it's good for them to see different answers and choose answers, and choose from a group of, instead of giving them, free range and having to think about some things. I think that, both sets of questions were appropriate. I looked over those and added a few things that we could, if we were giving this to a group of students, that I think might be beneficial. So I was thinking that it might be a good idea to dig a little more into interest areas with kids, just to see what type of career they might eventually want to go into and the steps they would need to do that. So maybe another question could be in the free response. So the question would be looking over your high school classes, which classes did you most enjoy? And hope, maybe some kids will see that, they really liked all their culinary classes, or they were more into the computer or accounting or auto mechanics, whatever, especially those elective classes that they chose and they stuck with all those years. That might kind of, help kids say that, or see that, they are really into a certain pathway. Another question, so you asked, what is your desired career path? I would follow that question up with maybe, what are the steps necessary to follow to reach that career goal, or path? So just seeing if kids, somebody says, oh, I want to be a veterinarian or a dentist or a salesperson, what do they need to do to get there? Because some kids have this big, long, goal in mind and have no idea, it's going to keep being a goal because they don't really know where or what they need to do in order to reach that goal. And then I think too, maybe just trying to get a better idea, or to help get a better idea of the student that is taking this assessment's plan. Could ask do you see yourself going straight into the workforce? Do you see yourself going to a community college? Do you see yourself going to a 4-year college or university? Do you see yourself going into the military? And these could either be yes, no, or open-ended questions, or maybe even with a scale, sometime or somewhat, a little bit, absolutely, just saying. So someone might be interested in going to college, but they also might be interested in going to the military, just to see where they are with that, and maybe they need more information on those. And that kind of leads into my last question, about just asking an open-ended, what is something you want to know more about? And or maybe you can give a few options like ACT or SAT, scholarships, or FAFSA, or the college application process, the military recruitment or application process, how to write a resume, anything like that. That would just to get a better idea of what that student and all particular students you might see is something that they need more help on while they are still in high school. But I think this is a great start, and I think that this could really be helpful and beneficial for students as they are preparing to graduate and go into the career or college or whatever that might be. So great job.